If you know my face, you know I disappeared from the internet quite suddenly years ago. And honestly, I wasn't really thinking I was ever going to come back. But I went down this sort of philosophy rabbit hole, if you will. And I came out the other side genuinely feeling like the information that I sorted out is probably the most valuable thing I'll ever have. This is going to be a series of videos describing the philosophy that I've found over time, not starting from the end, but rather walking through the discussions that led to the end understanding. Truthfully, if you would have told me that this level of peace within myself was a thing, I would have not believed you. I would have said that that's very unrealistic and that, of course, things in life are going to bother you. But I've come to a place where I realize that that's not the case. And life isn't exactly what we think it is. And part of why I don't want to give you the direct words for what I want to say is because I feel like words cut things short. Imagine this. Every time you see a tree, all you think is tree. One name. You don't think about that living being that sits there. You don't think about the fact that it's cleaning the air. You don't think about the fact that it is transforming light into energy. It is the first step in taking something that is not physical and transforming it into energy that we can consume. You don't think about how complex something is when you have a word to describe it. So I don't think that it's that helpful for me to give you the word directly. Rather, I think it would be more helpful for me to give you the concept and for there to be a discussion. Also, I don't think I know everything and then no one else has any other knowledge than me. So I want to learn. I don't just want to say stuff. I want to learn back, an equal exchange. So please, honestly, really feel free to comment. And I mean that deeply. I want to learn too. I want to think about things in a new way. So if you have a different way to think about something, please. I'll start with this. I used to be a fairly open-minded person. I used to think that there were many right ways to live. I don't think that anymore. I think that there's one right way to live. And I think that the right way to live is in peace with one another. Now, what would that even look like? How would we live in peace? I have my proposed very simple rule for how we would all live in peace, right? But something I want to start with is if living in peace is the most beneficial to everyone, even those in power would live more peacefully. The ones who intentionally destabilize us do not benefit from the destabilization. Really think about this. A true world of peace, everyone benefits, and anything other than that, nobody benefits from. I think there's a misconception that the people that destabilize us and they cause us to be in constant war, I think there's a misconception that this benefits them in some way. And this is where we get into our first major misunderstanding. It doesn't benefit them in any way at all. So why do they do it? That's another question, which we can get into the answer to. The one condition of true peace is that everybody has maximum freedom. The problem is, when we live in a world where there isn't internal peace, we can't have external peace. Because given ultimate freedom, people would use their freedom to inhibit others' freedom. And the system would automatically collapse. Because we would not be maximizing freedom for all anymore. We would be taking away freedom for some. The only way for this to work is if the internal is so peaceful that there's not a want to control, to take, in the outside. The truth of the matter is, everybody wants the world to be peaceful before they are, because it is deemed to be unsafe or scary to be docile in a hostile world, right? To be peaceful in violence is scary. However, we will never see external peace if we don't find it internally first, because of what I just said. If you don't have peace internally, the second you get full freedom, it will be used to try to take others' freedom, right? Okay, so this is the conundrum that we're in. This is the problem we're having. And this is why nothing's changing. Everybody is too afraid to take the leap of faith that we could live in peace. We are convinced that we need borders, that we need governments, that we need all these regulatory bodies to keep us safe. I don't think that that's true. I think it can seem almost impossible if we think about just flipping the switch. Nothing like this happens in the flip of a switch. This is slow. What seems like a long time to us in our very short lives is not actually a long time at all. To think what could be done in 100 years towards peace, if we truly realized that it was the best system for everyone and that there is not one person that benefits from us not being in that system. Until we can realize this, we're kind of stuck. We are living in the definition of insanity. We see a problem of war and of violence, and to solve the problem, we send war and violence. When in history has a problem ever been solved with more of a problem? We refuse to accept the fact that our natural state is at peace. You have to do something to create conflict, and you don't have to do anything to create peace. It's not that we need to do anything. It's that we need to stop doing something. And the thing that we need to stop doing is believing in the illusion that conflict helps anyone, that it solves anything. Chaos has been normalized, glamorized. People are so scared they resort to being the bad guy just to feel a little bit safer. That's how far we've gone. People think there are evil people, which doesn't make any sense. Logically think about it. If there's one system of peace that is the system that benefits everyone the most, nobody benefits when this system is changed. The people who are quote unquote evil, who ruin this system, are hurting themselves. Wouldn't that indicate that they aren't evil? And wouldn't that indicate that they are in fact just confused, just wrong? Wrong about themselves, wrong about the way the world works, wrong about what they want, wrong about how they would live their happiest life. See, I don't think anybody is evil. I think people are greatly confused. I think people are searching for something that makes them feel what only peace would make them feel, and they have no idea what they're even chasing. They think that control will bring them peace, so they seek power, they seek control, and all they end up is more confused. Some of them will become highly educated. This is a simple attempt to feel smart in a world where you are failing miserably because you cannot understand your own basic nature. No amount of understanding of science, of physics, of dark psychology will ever make up for the fact that they don't understand themselves and they don't understand what they want. It's pretty simple what's going on, actually. People want something and they don't know how to get it. And they're desperately grasping at straws and never finding it. The question is, how do we wake people up to the fact that they are never finding it? It might seem like it would take a lot to bring the world to peace, but it wouldn't. Simply, all it would take is for us to stop believing in what isn't true. How hard can it be for people to simply stop buying in to an illusion? How hard can it be to get rid of something that never was? All we have to do is accept the truth and change our minds about what the real solution to problems are. How does someone reach internal peace so that there can be external peace before there's peace around you? How do you get it inside of you? First, you have to understand there is a solution, and an easy one. Just like I said, how hard can it be for us to stop believing in something that we know to be false? So you can reach a level of internal peace by knowing there is a solution, and the solution is very easy. There is nothing that truly needs to be defeated. How can you defeat an illusion that never existed? A made up, wrong theory of how to live life. Every single religious leader that has ever existed, that a religion has ever been made after, they've all preached the same thing. They've all preached the same thing. Do unto your neighbor as you would have done unto you. This is, in a nutshell, what every single one of them says. You can word it different ways. That is what they all say. What does that mean? What would you want? What you want is freedom. You want the maximum ability to pursue what you would like to pursue and do what you would like to do in this life. It's that simple. That's all that everybody wants. That's the basis of what everybody wants. So do unto others as you would have done to you. You want your full freedom, so don't impede on anyone else's. If we could follow that one rule, we would have, I kid you not, zero problems. None. Genuinely, if we could follow that rule, we could have zero problems. And I know that there are cases that might bring up questions. What if someone is a danger to the public? We can't give them max freedom, right? They might hurt someone. There's a solution for that. And this is all stuff that I'm going to talk about. I don't want these videos to be overly long. I want them to be easily digestible. So I'll leave it for there, and I'll leave you to speculate on what we should do in the case where someone is a danger to themselves or the public. But for now, that's really all I have. In my next video, I'm going to be diving very, very deep into why evil is a total illusion and why fear is also. So, if that topic interests you, I think I'm going to post that video literally in less than 24 hours. So, I'll see you there. And if you're here for my very first video, thanks. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas, and I hope to talk again soon.